country of beautiful islands, parks, forests, fjords, and long sandy beaches. Denmark is a kingdom that extends to the vast territories of Greenland and the remote Faroe Islands. This land is renowned for its history, from Viking heritage to majestic castles, palaces, and churches that the landscape. A charming land often called the land of fairy tales. But Denmark has much more to offer visitors. Stunning landscapes, canals, historic bridges, and places where design, sustainability, and imagination blend with the joy of living. Let's explore together and discover some of the most fascinating and extraordinary facts about Denmark. Welcome to the Places of the World channel. The Kingdom of Denmark, one of the oldest monarchies in Europe, has its roots in the Viking Age. Its consolidation began with King Harald Bluetooth, who, in the late 10th century, united the Danish tribes and parts of Norway under a single kingdom and adopted Christianity. Interestingly, his nickname Bluetooth would centuries later inspire the name of the wireless technology that connects mobile devices. The Danish monarchy traces back to King Gorm the Old, who died in 958 AD, and continues today as a constitutional monarchy led by Queen Margrethe II since 1972. During the Middle Ages, Denmark was one of the most powerful kingdoms in Europe. However, its defeat by Prussia in 1864 marked a turning point, resulting in the loss of 2/5 of its territory and 1 million inhabitants. In 1918, Iceland gained autonomy under the Act of Union, but only became fully independent in 1944. Today, the kingdom includes mainland Denmark, the Faroe Islands, and Greenland, whose inhabitants are represented in the Folketing, Denmark's national parliament. Viking influence still persists in modern technology. Jim Kardach, the creator of Bluetooth, drew inspiration from Harald Bluetooth, adopting both his name and the runes that represent his initials as a symbol for a technology that connects devices, just as the king once united tribes. Denmark is located on the Jutland Peninsula in northwestern Europe, which accounts for approximately 70% of its land area. The rest of the country consists mainly of islands, including an archipelago of more than 400 islands to the east, and the island of Vendsyssel in the north, which is separated from the rest of Jutland by the Limfjord. The largest island in the Danish archipelago is Zealand, where the capital city, Copenhagen, is located. Denmark is part of the cultural region known as Scandinavia, along with Norway and Sweden. It is connected to Sweden by road and rail via the Øresund Bridge. It shares a land border with Germany and is surrounded by the North Sea to the west and the Baltic Sea to the east, with both seas connected to the Skagerrak Strait in the north. Although Denmark may seem like a small country, it is a kingdom that includes 2 autonomous overseas territories, Greenland and the Faroe Islands. When these territories are taken into account, Denmark becomes one of the largest countries in the world in terms of total area, with Greenland representing the vast majority of its surface. In terms of population, Denmark has about 5.9 million inhabitants, mostly concentrated in urban areas, especially in and around Copenhagen. The country is administratively divided into 5 regions: the capital region, central Jutland, northern Jutland, Zealand, and southern Denmark, which are responsible for managing services such as healthcare and transportation. The Danish Vikings, far from being merely savage warriors as Hollywood often portrays them, were a complex civilization that left a lasting mark on European history. The Viking Age, which lasted from the raid on the Lindisfarne Monastery in 793 to the Battle of Hastings in 1066, profoundly transformed the medieval history of Scandinavia, Great Britain, Ireland, and other parts of Europe. Contrary to popular myth, Vikings did not wear horned helmets. That image was invented in the 19th century for operatic performances. Their actual helmets were practical and undecorated. Moreover, they were not disorganized. They had advanced military tactics and a well-defined social structure. They were renowned for their longships, engineering marvels that carried them as far as North America, centuries before Columbus. They used sophisticated navigation techniques, such as the sunstone and celestial observations of the sun and stars. Socially, Viking women had rights unusual for the time, such as inheriting property and seeking divorce. Their commitment to personal hygiene is evident in the discovery of items like combs and tweezers in their graves. A fascinating legacy is the runestones, stone inscriptions that record feats and important messages. They also introduced the things, or tings, assemblies used to resolve disputes, which laid the foundation for modern democracy in Scandinavia. Denmark, the land of fairy tales. From fierce Vikings to ancient castles and palaces still inhabited by real princes and princesses, and cobblestone streets winding through charming towns, Denmark is a modern-day fairy tale with a happy ending. A walk through Denmark is a journey through centuries of history and culture. From the western fjords to vibrant Copenhagen, every corner of this Nordic country offers a unique experience. A visit to Denmark's ports and canals brings us to the father of fairy tales, Hans Christian Andersen, known for his most famous stories, The Little Mermaid, Thumbelina, and The Ugly Duckling. The latter, inspired by the transformation of an awkward duckling into a beautiful swan, remains a symbol of change and beauty. The mute swan, Denmark's national bird, continues to captivate on stage and screen long after the tale was written in the 19th century. Born in 1805, Andersen grew up in the historic city of Odense, located on the island of Funen. Its charming streets inspired some of his most beloved works. It's hard to cross a square or attend a festival in Denmark's third-largest city without feeling your imagination come alive. Odense is the perfect expression of a Nordic fairy tale town. With church spires, cobbled streets, pastel-colored row houses, royal gardens, and palaces. Despite Denmark's harsh winters, with only about 4 hours of sunlight and temperatures near freezing, its people have turned this reality into an opportunity to cultivate happiness. They developed the concept of hygge, a way of life that celebrates coziness, comfort, and inner warmth throughout the year. It's about enjoying simple pleasures, like reading by the fireplace, sipping hot tea, or sharing cake with family and friends, turning even the cold into a comforting experience. This attitude has helped Denmark earn a reputation as one of the happiest countries in the world. Denmark is also a land of inventors and pioneers, having won 14 Nobel Prizes, placing it among the top countries in Nobel Awards per capita. Some of its most iconic inventors include Valdemar Poulsen, who invented the telegraph in 1899, and Frederick Hellesen, who developed the dry cell battery in 1887. In modern times, Jens Ilstrup Rasmussen contributed to the creation of Google Maps in 2004. However, Denmark's most famous invention is undoubtedly the Lego brick, created in 1932 by Ole Kirk Christensen. Named the toy of the century, Lego reflects the creative spirit of the Danish people. Denmark is also known for its pioneering design, modern and sustainable architecture, highlighted by figures such as Bjarkingles, and its extensive cycling infrastructure. Copenhagen, the capital, is famously home to more bicycles than people. Denmark, located in Northern Europe, is a country known for its surprising geographical diversity despite its small size. Danish territory includes the Jutland Peninsula and an archipelago of more than 400 islands, of which only 72 are inhabited. The Jutland region, in the west, features a gently rolling landscape with soft hills, vast forests, and a coastline marked by impressive cliffs. Its plains are covered with farmland and meadows stretching to the horizon, forming a serene and picturesque rural setting. This region is home to the Wadden National Park. Recognized as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, it serves as a sanctuary for migratory birds and a hotspot of biodiversity. The Danish islands offer a stunning variety of landscapes. Zealand, the largest island, is home to Copenhagen and blends urban areas with charming rural scenery. Funen, known as Denmark's Garden, is characterized by fertile fields and traditional half-timbered farmhouses. The northern regions feature beech forests, while the coastal areas are lined with long stretches of white sandy beaches and constantly shifting dunes shaped by the Baltic Sea winds. This geographical mosaic reflects the essence of Denmark, a country where nature, agriculture, and modernity come together in a unique and harmonious landscape. Denmark is a country with high taxes, including a 25% VAT and income tax rates that can reach up to 45%. Despite this, around 90% of Danes support these tax levels, as they help ensure an exceptional quality of life. The Danish welfare system offers strong and transparent public services. Universal healthcare provides high-quality medical care without direct costs, while free education, even at the university level, includes a monthly stipend for students. Denmark is also a global leader in renewable energy, with a strong focus on wind power. Its cities promote sustainable mobility, with a deep-rooted cycling culture and urban planning designed to enhance quality of life. Parental leave is a cornerstone of the Danish model. Both parents can share up to 52 weeks of leave with partial pay, encouraging equal parenting and strong family bonds. This system acknowledges the importance of a stable start in life for children, and allows both parents to balance work and family responsibilities. The Janteloven, an unwritten social code, promotes humility and equality. It teaches that no one should see themselves as better than others, discouraging showiness and excessive individualism. This principle fosters social cohesion and helps explain why Danes value collective success more than individual achievement, reflected in high levels of social trust, progressive policies, and unique cultural values. Denmark not only ensures well-being but also fosters a deeply connected and happy society. Education in Denmark is free from basic to higher education and is funded by taxpayers. Denmark stands out in international rankings for the quality of its education system. The Danish education model is well known for its use of advanced technology, and for its commitment to traditional values such as equality and the importance of each individual, reflected in the concept of Janteloven or the Law of Janti. It also promotes the concept of lifelong learning, emphasizing that education doesn't end with school, but continues throughout a person's life. The official language in Danish schools is Danish, but English is mandatory from primary to higher education. As a result, many universities also offer programs in English. Danish is a language that evolved from Old Norse, with significant influence from Low German. Unlike Spanish, Danish has 16 vowel sounds. One of the most notable writers in the Danish language was the existentialist philosopher Søren Kierkegaard. Located in the heart of one of Europe's most prosperous regions, Denmark stands out for its advanced economy, focus on sustainability, and strong connectivity. Historically a maritime power, Denmark's shipping industry remains a key sector. Maersk, a global leader in container shipping, handles about 10% of the world's container trade. Its strategic location, providing access to over 100 million consumers in nearby markets, enhances its commercial importance. Denmark also ranks at the top of the Corruption Perceptions Index and is a pioneer in digital public services, ensuring transparency and government efficiency. Sustainability is another pillar of its economy. Denmark was the first country to establish a Ministry of the Environment in 1971 and is now a global leader in renewable energy. Wind power alone accounts for about 50% of the country's electricity production. Meanwhile, bioenergy is its largest renewable energy source overall. Projects like the Kriegers Flak offshore wind farm in the Baltic Sea, which can power around 600,000 households, demonstrate Denmark's commitment to a clean future. The country also stands out for its top-tier infrastructure, especially its network of bridges that connect its many islands, essential for economic development. Iconic engineering feats like the 18 km-long Great Belt Bridge and the Øresund Bridge, which links Denmark to Sweden, have revolutionized both national and international mobility. These infrastructures have not only improved the flow of goods and people but also strengthened regional integration. Denmark is one of Europe's great cheese-producing nations, and undoubtedly its most famous cheese worldwide is Danish blue cheese, sometimes called Danneblue. This cheese, which has a protected designation of origin, is made from cow's milk and is distinguished by its slightly moist whitish base and characteristic blue veins. Danish open-faced sandwiches, or smørrebrød, are perhaps the most iconic classics of Danish cuisine. This simple yet versatile delight, a slice of rye bread topped with various ingredients such as herring, egg, or roast beef, has roots dating back to the 19th century. Today, chefs like Adam Ammann have elevated smørrebrød to haute cuisine, blending tradition with innovation, making it more popular than ever. Danish hot dog stands, a cultural institution with over a century of history, are easily recognizable in any city. Their unique combinations, featuring ingredients such as fried onions, pickles, and remoulade sauce, give a special touch to this fast food. Among the most famous sweets are pastries known as Viennese bread, first made in the 1840s by Austrian bakers in Denmark. These pastries, like cinnamon rolls or seed-filled frostnaps, are typical companions to coffee, a beverage essential to Danish life. Finally, Danish butter and sugar cookies, internationally recognized, have become an iconic export symbol. Presented in iconic decorated tins, these cookies are a classic gift that combines flavor and tradition. Copenhagen, the vibrant capital of Denmark, is a city that perfectly combines history and modernity. Located on the island of Zealand and partially on Amager, in the eastern part of the country, it stretches across a landscape of canals and bridges, making it a navigable and fascinating urban center. Founded in the 12th century as a humble fishing port, it quickly transformed into a prosperous commercial hub and later became the political, cultural, and economic heart of Denmark. With its historical legacy visible in every corner, it reflects centuries of evolution that position it as one of the most influential cities in Northern Europe. Today, Copenhagen is home to more than 800,000 inhabitants, while its metropolitan area exceeds 2 million, representing roughly 1/3 of the country's population. Sustainability is an essential part of Copenhagen's identity. Its numerous parks and green spaces make it one of the most eco-friendly cities in Europe. The canals that cross the city are not only beautiful but also serve as important transportation routes. Copenhagen is a city designed for people, with extensive pedestrian zones. Its vast network of bike lanes and cycling culture mean that more than 60% of its residents choose the bicycle as their daily means of transport. This, combined with its efficient and environmentally friendly public transportation system, reinforces its reputation as one of the most pedestrian and eco-friendly cities. Additionally, the bridges that connect the city's different islands are another distinctive feature of Copenhagen. These bridges are not only functional but also works of art that beautify the city. They are symbols of innovation and beauty, transforming the skyline into an unforgettable visual spectacle. Copenhagen is a city of contrasts, where the past and the future converge in a symphony of architecture, history, and modernity. Its old town, with colorful houses and cobblestone streets, evokes a medieval past. At the same time, the city is a global reference in modern design and architecture, with cutting-edge buildings that blend harmoniously into the urban landscape. The Copenhagen Opera House, an architectural masterpiece, symbolizes this duality. Likewise, the government complex, with its functional yet impressive design, embodies the balance between tradition and modernity that defines the city. Former industrial chimneys and old factories, many of which have been transformed into cultural and leisure spaces, tell stories of the Industrial Revolution era that shaped Copenhagen's urban character. Islands Brygge, a waterfront neighborhood, exemplifies this transformation. What was once an industrial area is now a vibrant residential and cultural district, known for its harbor, green areas, and cafes that invite relaxation by the sea. Copenhagen's waterfront is another major attraction, where historic and modern buildings intertwine, connected by canals that reflect the city's nautical essence. This scenic journey reaches its peak at Nyhavn, New Harbor, an undisputed icon with its vividly colored houses, restaurants, and historic ships that transport visitors back in time. Nearby is Christiansborg Palace, located on the small island of Slotsholmen. It stands as the center of Danish power, housing the parliament and the prime minister's office. In the heart of the city lies Kongens Nytorv, with its elegant architecture and lively atmosphere, acting as a hub that connects various landmarks. Among them are Amalienborg Palace, the residence of the royal family, and Tivoli Gardens, famous for their magical charm, offering a mix of fantasy and reality for the enjoyment of all ages. Rosenborg Castle, with its royal treasures and beautiful gardens, is a historical gem that enriches the city's landscape. To understand the history and present of Denmark, it's essential to explore its impressive castles. Along the northern coast of the island of Zealand, known as the Danish Riviera, we find castle towns like Helsingør and Hillerød. Here stands the majestic Kronborg Castle, the most famous in Denmark. Immortalized by Shakespeare in Hamlet around 1600, this castle is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and a symbol of the Nordic Renaissance. In Hillerød, we find Frederiksborg Castle, a masterpiece of Renaissance architecture. Located on 3 islets surrounded by a lake and beautiful gardens, this castle houses the Museum of National History. Its halls and exhibitions offer a rich blend of art, history, and architecture, while its gardens are a spectacle in themselves. In the heart of Copenhagen, Rosenborg Castle, though smaller, is filled with royal history. Over 400 years old, it holds the Danish crown jewels and the coronation thrones, making it a must-see for visitors to the capital. Finally, on the island of Funen is Egeskov Castle, one of the best-preserved Renaissance castles in Europe, surrounded by stunning gardens. The largest island in Denmark, covering an area of around 7,500 square kilometers, Zealand, often referred to as the Danish Riviera, is a paradise of natural, historical, and cultural diversity, with landscapes ranging from spectacular coastlines to cities rich in history. At its southern tip lie the impressive cliffs of Mons Klint, a stunning formation of white chalk rising above the Baltic Sea. This site offers unforgettable views and trails ideal for nature lovers. In addition to being home to Copenhagen, its eastern coast stands out for its castles, sandy beaches, fishing villages, and Viking treasures. Zealand also features beach forests, coastal fjords, and Lake Ariso, the largest lake in Denmark. This mosaic of nature and culture makes the island a fascinating destination, full of popular natural wonders. In the north, Helsingør blends historical charm with modern life. Its old town, with cobblestone streets and timber-framed houses, invites exploration of its medieval past. Kronborg Castle, immortalized by Shakespeare in Hamlet, is a symbol of Danish Renaissance and one of the most visited landmarks in the country. Its vibrant and strategic harbor also connects the island to Sweden via ferries. On the east coast, the town of Horsholm reveals a rich maritime heritage in harmony with the sea, leaving traces of its peaceful history. To the west, Oddsherd boasts a coastline of unmatched beauty, with green meadows and ocean views, culminating in the island of Nexelo, a peaceful retreat. The rolling hills of Sagero Bay and its fertile farmland perfectly illustrate the pastoral landscape that defines this region. Central Jutland, the heart of Denmark, is a mosaic of nature, culture, and history. Places like the historic port of Ebeltoft and the gentle hills of Samsø offer unique landscapes, ideal for exploration. Skanderborg stands out for its peaceful lakes, while Silkeborg enchants with its dense forests. The coast of Holstebro is not only beautiful but also a leader in renewable energy. Meanwhile, Ringkøbing fascinates with its coastal roads, golden dunes, and fjords. The most popular attraction in the region is Legoland, an interactive theme park perfect for families, with more than 60 rides, shows, and attractions. However, the region offers much more, including several historically significant towns. Ribe, the oldest town in Denmark, dazzles with its cobblestone streets, medieval houses, and its imposing cathedral. Viborg, with deep Viking roots, captivates visitors with its majestic cathedral and historical atmosphere. Both towns combine centuries of history and architecture, transporting visitors to a past full of charm and mysticism. We must also mention the city of Aarhus, the capital of the region and the second-largest city in the country. Its location on the coast of Jutland made it a key port and commercial hub. Today, it is a cultural epicenter with museums, cafes, and modern shopping centers. Aarhus blends tradition and modernity, featuring landmarks such as the iceberg, an innovative architectural development by the harbor, and the Infinite Bridge, a circular walkway and artwork over the bay that attracts both locals and tourists. Northern Jutland, a region separated from the rest of the peninsula by the fjord, combines breathtaking natural landscapes with a rich cultural heritage. This island within Denmark offers a unique identity shaped by its connection to the sea and its diverse geography. Aalborg, its main city, blends tradition and modernity, featuring the historic St. Mark's Church and beautiful urban parks, symbols of the Danish love for outdoor living. In rural villages, traditions remain alive. Sheep farming continues to play an essential role, with shepherds preserving ancient herding and wool production techniques, now adapted to sustainable practices. Among the region's natural wonders, Rabjerg Mile, the largest migrating sand dune in Denmark, moves up to 18 meters per year, creating a unique desert-like landscape in the Nordic countryside. Just a few kilometers away stands St. Lawrence's Church from the 14th century, partially buried by sand, a fascinating testimony to the region's religious history. The iconic Rabjerg lighthouse, threatened by coastal erosion, and Skagen, where the Baltic and North Seas meet, are must-visit destinations. The West Coast, with its powerful waves, has become a paradise for surfers in thy national park. This park, with its dunes, heaths, and conifer forests, is a haven for unique species and is perfect for hiking and birdwatching, capturing the wild essence of Jutland. The southern region of Denmark, which includes South Jutland and the island of Funen, represents one of the most important agricultural centers in the Nordic country. In South Jutland, vast cultivated fields alternate between cereals and rapeseed, creating a golden-yellow mosaic that defines the rural landscape. This area is particularly known for its dairy production, where Danish Holstein cows graze on green pastures, contributing significantly to the national dairy industry. On the western coast lies the Wadden Sea, designated a UNESCO World Heritage Site, a unique tidal ecosystem that hosts millions of migratory birds. This environment offers unforgettable tourist experiences, such as walking on the seabed during low tide, seal watching, and guided tours that teach about the region's biodiversity. Nearby, the port of Esbjerg stands out not only as the region's main fishing hub, but also as a key player in Denmark's energy transition. From here, major offshore wind energy projects are managed, leading the way toward a more sustainable future. Ribe, the oldest town in Denmark, preserves its medieval charm with cobblestone streets and half-timbered houses. On the island of Funen, known as the Garden of Denmark, lies Odense, the birthplace of Hans Christian Andersen, whose literary legacy continues to attract visitors from around the world. A country that captivates with its beauty, where every corner hides landscapes that invite exploration. From the sand dunes stretching along its coastline to the lush forests covering much of its land, Denmark is a paradise for nature lovers. A standout example is Mols Bjerge National Park, where the peaks of Trebjerg offer panoramic views of rolling hills, meadows, and the sea. Walking on sand dunes is a very popular activity in Denmark, whether on the west coast with its vast sandy beaches, or in Rebild National Park, whose wetlands reveal a changing and fascinating landscape. The central Jutland dunes are especially magical, while the beach at Skagen, where the North Sea and the Baltic Sea meet, radiates a unique serenity. Himmelbjerget, one of Denmark's highest natural points, is a paradise for hiking and trekking enthusiasts. This hill offers spectacular views and a wide variety of trails to explore. Additionally, observation towers in the middle of forests have become a tradition, offering panoramic views and a deep connection with nature. Places like Sydhavnsstippen in Copenhagen and the bridge on the island of Helnæs in Funen reflect Denmark's strong bond with its natural environment. Every corner of the country is a reminder of its extraordinary beauty. North of Copenhagen lies Dyrehaven, also known as the Deer Park. This peaceful oasis is home to animals that roam freely among centuries-old woodlands, offering a unique experience for those who wish to enjoy nature in its purest form. The Faroe Islands, an autonomous territory of Denmark, are a stunning archipelago of 18 volcanic islands located in the North Atlantic Ocean, between Scotland, Norway, and Iceland. With an area of about 1,400 square kilometers, these mountainous and rugged islands host a unique culture deeply rooted in the Faroese language, derived from Old Norse, and in Viking traditions. Governed by a parliamentary system, the Faroes have autonomy over most domestic affairs, while Denmark retains control of defense and foreign policy. The first Norse Viking settlers arrived in the 9th century, leaving behind a legacy still visible in the island's culture and settlements. The local economy relies heavily on fishing, aquaculture, sheep farming, and increasingly, tourism, attracting visitors with breathtaking landscapes and pristine nature. Tórshavn, the charming capital, is a picturesque port city that blends modernity with history, offering dramatic coastal views. Among its most iconic landmarks are the Mjølnefosser waterfall in Geysir, which plunges directly into the ocean, and the majestic Drangarnir Sea Arch, a famous rock formation. Saxon with its inner lagoon and Jogv are scenic villages surrounded by dreamlike scenery, with hidden churches nestled among the mountains. Klaksvik, the second largest settlement, serves as a cultural and economic hub. Viðareiði, the northernmost village, offers spectacular panoramic views, while Vikarbergi and Viton at Mykines provide amazing lookout points. The cliffs of Vestmanna and Beinasur, along with the imposing Munderstakker sea stack, captivate with their grandeur and rich birdlife, home to countless seabirds. This archipelago, with its mix of untamed nature, Viking heritage, and Faroese culture, stands as a magical and one-of-a-kind destination in the heart of the Atlantic. Greenland, an autonomous overseas territory within the Kingdom of Denmark, spans more than 2 million square kilometers, making it the largest island in the world, excluding Australia, which is classified as a continental landmass. This vast frozen land stretching across the Arctic Ocean is a place of breathtaking natural beauty. The island's first inhabitants, primarily Inuit peoples who migrated from Canada, adapted to a harsh and unforgiving environment shaped by the raw power of nature. In the 10th century, Norse Vikings, drawn by the promise of new lands, became the first Europeans to settle in Greenland. It was Eric the Red, a Norwegian explorer exiled from Iceland, who gave the island its paradoxical name, Greenland, in an effort to attract settlers. Today, Greenland has a population of about 58,000, with around 18,000 living in Nuuk, the capital, a vibrant city where Inuit traditions blend with Danish influence. Nuuk offers museums, local art, and colorful houses that stand out against the Arctic backdrop. Locals travel using dog sleds, boats navigating Arctic waters, and tourist cruises that provide stunning views of Greenland's wild geography. Although road infrastructure is limited, the few roads wind through magnificent landscapes, allowing visitors to explore deep fjords and the majestic Arctic wilderness. Greenland dazzles with its unique landscapes. Monumental icebergs float in clear waters, deep fjords cut through mountains, and the night skies are often lit by northern lights. Places like Ilulissat, home to the UNESCO-listed Ilulissat Icefjord, offer spectacular views of moving glaciers. The region around Kangerlussuaq features vast Arctic tundra and offers access to the Greenland ice sheet, while Sisimiut, known for its traditional charm, is ideal for discovering Inuit culture. Thanks for exploring the wonders of Denmark with us. If you enjoyed this journey, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you won't miss our next adventure. Share your favorite Danish fact in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. Until next time, keep exploring the world with curiosity and wonder.